Hello guys, today I will talk about Reality Quest Chapter 4. So now without wasting any more time, let's begin with a little backstory of Dowan, where we get to know that Dowan was a game shuttler in his childhood, where he was very popular because of his unique play style and gaming skills from his childhood. But because of this ability, the other bullies used to harass Dowan a lot and make him play games for themselves. And now this is being shown in the scene where a lot of guys are talking that a guy has made a streak of 38 in games, that is, he has won 38 matches in a row and no one is able to defeat him. And we see that he is no one else but our Dowan only, who has a dog collar around his neck. Like a boy is holding it and standing on the side, and he is telling Dowan that well done my dog, now you just have to win 2 more matches, after that our streak will become 40. And we get to know through Dowan that the most dangerous skill he had in his childhood, which he used to use in the game, was called Falcon Strike. And that skill was so powerful that if he used it only once, the opponent in front of him would get crowded, where our character had to jump up a lot in the air to use it. Anyway, all this was about the game, but now Dowan could also use this skill in real life, because now the system had provided him with this skill in real life, where now it is called Falcon Drop and the cost for it is 120 points, which Dowan had already collected. A powerful kick that could knock down the enemy in just one time. And the amazing thing is that now Dowan could also use it in real life. And while charging towards Dowan Mansion, he keeps thinking in his mind that it doesn't matter how much powerful punch he is going to throw at me or how much difference there is in his weight and my weight. But if I have this skill, then I can easily win this fight. And before these two guys meet, another system window pops up in front of Dowan, which says insufficient mana. And before Dowan could think of anything else, Mansion's amazing punch comes on his face, as if Dowan is flying far away. And Mansion, making fun of him, says that you are like a mosquito, which is constantly buzzing around me, but you can't do anything. On the other hand, Dowan, who was lying on the ground, was cursing this system, that if the system had to lock this skill due to mana insufficiency, then why did it give him that skill? Where we are shown again that to use Falcon Drop Kick, Dowan would need at least 120 mana points. But the mana points Dowan has now are 100. It means that this difference was very small. So now he remembers one more thing, that he had completed another quest just a while ago, where he broke Jamin's head with a mic. And in return, he must have got a reward. And Dowan knew this thing very well, that the reward is found in the same place where the quest is completed. And if there is a report there, and if he has got a reward, then the reward will be there where he knocked down Jamin, i.e. front of restroom. But before Dowan could go ahead, Mansion grabs his collar and pulls him back and says that where were you running? You started this fight first. He was constantly buzzing around Dowan, and then he picked up Dowan and threw him on the ground. And Dowan also knew that his body has now reached the limits, so he tries to run away from there, so that at least he can avoid this fight for a while. But Mansion catches him again, and he grabs his head and throws Dowan on an elevator lift. Dowan's nose, mouth, ears were bleeding from everywhere, and Dowan falls to the ground after this. After which Mansion puts his foot on his head and says that when you can't fight, why are you standing again and again? But then Dowan, who is stuck like a cockroach on the ground, starts laughing. And Mansion was also not able to understand why Dowan was laughing, because his dog is lying here. And then Dowan says that do you think I messed with you and I did all this without any plan? I already had a solid plan. And then Mansion notices something, that the elevator behind him, the numbers were constantly changing on it. It was clear that someone was coming up by holding the elevator, or a man, after which the elevator suddenly opens behind and Dowan shouts that everyone attack this buffalo, don't leave it, attack it together, we can defeat it together. And seeing all this, Mansion's hand is literally torn here, he sweats, he quickly turns back and sees that there is no one in the elevator. Dowan made him crazy. Actually, when Mansion hit Dowan on the wall, Dowan pressed the elevator button there. And with this, Mansion got distracted for a moment, and that was enough time for Dowan to run away from there. Dowan quickly gets out of there and tries to go to a safe place, but then he accidentally rolls over and falls. He is constantly thinking in his mind that I will have to stand up and I will have to go to a safe place where I can get a reward. And if he doesn't get a reward, then of course he won't be able to defeat this buffalo. And in the next scene, we see the same fat man who is breaking the gate from behind, giving a terrible smile. I mean, he is not giving a smile, but looking at his face, anyone can be 12 o'clock. He is telling Dowan, you son of a bitch, you stay there, I won't leave you alive today. Dowan had no option. Neither could he run from here now, nor could he stop here. But then again the system window pops up in front of Dowan. And Dowan gets his reward, which he got in return for breaking Jamin's head. And this time he gets a bronze key. Dowan also says thank you to the system in his mind, and also curses that this system couldn't have given me this 2 minutes earlier. Wait, character stats, come in front of me quickly. And Dowan says so much that character stats open up in front of him, where there is also a keyhole, and Dowan uses his key there. On the other side, Buffalo is constantly coming close to Dowan, seeing which Dohan's is already broken. And Dohan is thinking in his mind that I will have to increase my mana to use that skill, not much, just a little. Here Dohan shouts and says, mana points, I want mana points. And with this, these two guys are again in front of each other, but this time things were going to be very different because Dohan could have used his skills. And after this, Mention throws a punch at Dohan, but Dohan dodges his punch and jumps in the air with the support of his thighs and hits such a sexy kick on the head of this buffalo. Class exclusive kick, the Falcon Strike, Falcon Drop, and this drop falls directly on Mention's head. And with this, Mention's world has changed. His nose starts bleeding from his mouth and Mention falls to the ground with it and gets knocked out. In front of Dohan, another system window pops up again, on which it is written that you defeated the monster Mention you. And after doing all this, Dohan comes to his knees because he had already been beaten a lot from morning till now, and on top of that he had also used 2 skills continuously. And all these things had exhausted his body completely, where Dohan was thinking in his mind, wow, I am very cool. But 1 second, in order to use these skills, my bones are hurting a lot, I think my leg is gone from work. And with this, another reward opens in front of Dohan, where this time he gets a silver key in the form of a reward. Dohan gets up while falling and picks up the silver key, and he thinks in his mind that finally I can go home now, but before this mess is over. Dohan looks back and behind him is Jamin, who is saying that you dog, you broke my head. And Jamin was fine. Dohan could have handled him for a few seconds, but then Dohan turns around and sees that there is a sour man standing behind Dohan. We are told about him that Dohan has just extinguished the light of the candle. He is his elder brother. And then Dohan remembers that Jamin had told him before that the elder brother of Mention works here. And seeing this, Dohan was scared, but it was not enough. Then the gates of all these rooms open, and Dohan sees that not 1, not 2, not 3, but many boys start coming out of their rooms. And everyone is talking about what is going on here. And then a boy says, hey, is that Mention lying on the ground? Who knocked him out? And then Dohan remembers again about Jamin, where Jamin says that all the high school boys of our neighborhood also come here to drink, which means Dohan was completely fucked. His HP was 12, mana points were 100, and now Dohan could neither use any skill nor could he run away from here, which means that Dohan's brother is going to get hit well, where he is surrounded by boys and a monster from all sides.